Welcome back to another episode of Mind Your Rehab. I'm Dr. Allison Heffron, and this is
Dr. Vinny Tagliaferro.
Hello! Another week, another day, same year.
It is, yeah, it's the same year as last time.
What was I? Oh, I was gonna. Okay, never mind. Just ignore me.
Okay.
What's new with you since last episode?
Let's see. I got some new records that I'm really excited about.
Which ones? Do tell.
All right. So they're all fun variants. I got the Flipper generic album on a translucent yellow, which looks great.
Is generic the name of the album?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I was like, that doesn't sound generic. It's on translucent yellow.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
I also got Danzig's first album on white vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Cramps Bad Music for Bad People.
Oh, so you did get that
on
okay.
Goo Goo Muck Green, it's called.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I've been waiting for...
I'm assuming Goo Goo Muck is on that album.
Goo Goo Muck is on that album. Yeah. And then, let's see. So those are the ones that I received. I also ordered some today because there was some new records announced. So I just ordered the new Ceremony album.
Yes.
Which is going to be coming out sometime in the next couple of months that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
If you know the band Ceremony, they change their sound a lot. And I describe what I've heard so far as old Ceremony and new Ceremony.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a description.
If you know the band, that actually is a perfect description.
No, I understand. It makes a lot
of
like
sense.
if they don't know the band, which I would imagine a lot of people don't know of Ceremony.
Probably not. But yeah, that's that.
I prefer new Ceremony.
Well, this does have some new Ceremony sound to it.
Yeah, because old Ceremony, I like punk music. It is a bit too hard for me.
It's hardcore punk. Yeah.
Yeah. So new Ceremony is nothing like that. You'd actually never know that they were a hardcore punk band or even a punk band, I would say. You wouldn't even know based on now their new stuff is more like it's more like 80s sorry, Baloo decided to sit on
there's some like synth wavy that's feel to it.
Yeah. And it's a good dance.
Yeah, it's fun to dance to for sure.
Fun to dance to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ordered that. I ordered Less Than Jake's GNV FLA, and I ordered the 20th anniversary pressing of AFI's December Underground.
Got it. Nice.
Yeah. I think those are all the new records in my life.
Wow. You got a lot coming.
Yep. Got a lot coming. Pretty excited about it.
I was telling a patient earlier because she was telling me about her husband, how he collects model cars and also is making, he does like model trains and stuff.
Nice.
And she was saying how like he's taken up, when they lived in Brooklyn, he took up the entire basement with all
especially model trains.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a huge
Well, I think
space.
that's now that they're in a house in the suburbs.
Okay.
But I was telling her how like you collect records and our house is really small and our basement is not the right climate for records.
No.
So therefore we have 3 record stands.
Yeah.
All within the living room area.
4 if you count the 7-inch stand that I have.
Right. And yes, we don't have a tremendous amount of room. So it is amazing that much fits. But yeah, that's I don't know where we put any more, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we'd have to get new furniture. Like new furniture stand.
We have to get an extension.
Yeah.
Or just fix our basement.
So I think that's really the biggest, most exciting thing that's going on in my world, other than I've done more work in the yard that I'm pumped about.
Yeah. Yes.
We've been able to hang out outside in the yard.
Oh my God. It's such a game changer. All he did was like, and I'm saying all he did as if it was nothing, but like it was a tremendous amount of work, but like he cleaned out the yard and cleaned off the deck, not like power washed it, but like we just had like a bunch of shit on the deck that like doesn't have use or anything like that. And now it's just been so lovely hanging out. And because we've been working on training Frank for months. Because I said to you when it was cold, I was like, I want to train him now so that when it's nice out,
Oh yeah, that's right.
it's easier for him to be in the yard, because he misbehaves in the backyard because our backyard neighbors, their dogs misbehave and trigger Frank because they hear a noise and immediately start barking. And Frank's been such a good boy.
Yeah.
Still struggles, but like way better.
You know, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And
So-
we've been able to have like coffee outside. We've
it's
been able to
been
just
great.
hang out.
Yeah,
It's
it's
been a good
been
time.
great.
It's
Yeah.
been a good time. How about you? What's new in your world?
Well, we saw a movie on Sunday.
Oh yeah, we did.
We saw Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg, and I went into that movie thinking it was going to be a documentary on aliens. It was not.
And you were wrong.
Yeah, immediately I was like, "This is a movie. This is just a movie." But it was really fun. I really liked it. If you like movies about aliens and things like that, you'll really like this. My only gripe was the weird choice of CGI of animals, because it was like not extraterrestrial animals. They were just, it was a fucking fox.
It was a deer and a fox and a
the
cardinal.
raccoon.
And a raccoon, yeah.
And it's like, couldn't you get an animal trainer to just do those? Because then he definitely used puppets for some of the aliens.
Yeah, I don't know.
None of this is a spoiler. I mean, if you know it's about aliens, you're gonna see.
Yeah, you'll see it in
You
the
don't know that
trailer.
you're gonna see an animal. Sorry, we spoiled that animal.
Animals. But yeah, we're very much like practical effects people. So I think as soon as we see that,
I get turned off really. That movie was good enough that I wasn't completely turned off.
well, it was sparing use of it.
Yes, but I did get, once I saw that, I was like, why the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, is this going to be terrible? And luckily it wasn't. But what movie? Smile, the first Smile movie. We like horror movies. So the first Smile movie, I was like, this is great. And then there was a huge CGI thing, and immediately it was like, and it was towards the end of the movie, and I was like, I hate this movie now.
Yeah.
I will never watch this again. I just don't like it at all. Because there's so many times where you could just use practical effects and they choose not to. And it's like they have a big ass budget. Like they have a huge budget and they opt for not using practical effects.
Yeah, when you use practical effects, it just looks so much better all the time.
We might start a movie podcast one day.
We do like
we are cinephiles. I would say like we are definitely we'll even watch documentaries on movies. Like we just we love movies. And I am now, I mean, every week I'm saying I'm this many weeks out. I'm this many weeks out.
How many weeks are you out now?
It's like 6.5.
Nice.
I booked my makeup and my tan. Got to get a dual tanning session because I'm so fucking pale.
I feel like you'd have to no matter what, though, right?
I don't
Like,
think so.
They get really tan for that.
I know, but I don't know. I don't know. Because they offer competition day single tan, competition day
interesting.
double tan.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'm just assuming because I'm so pale that I'm getting a double. First night, I wash it off. Second day is day of the show. Do not wash it off. So that's weird.
That is weird.
I'm not getting my face done. I think I've already said that on here, but I'm not getting my face done. The woman said that I could get she was like, you could make it less weird by getting like a shade on your face. And so maybe I'll do that. But the makeup does everything. It's just after the show, before and after the show, I'm going to look like a fucking freak. Mm-hmm. After the show, I'm going to look like a freak. It's going to be like, I will wear regular clothes and I will just have a tan up to my neck. My neck.
I'm really excited to hear about the conversations with like new clients and stuff like that
I'm
you take
gonna
on
have
during
to
that period of time.
preface being like, just so you know, I'm aware that I'm two different colors.
People just think you have like vitiligo or something, maybe.
I don't know, yeah. But just like very even.
Yeah. Perfectly even.
Yeah, other than that, nothing too new going on. I don't think. Yeah, the yard's a big deal.
The yard is it's the biggest thing, really.
Yeah, and that's all your project.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it. Although I do like to go out and pull out weeds out of the yard. Like I'll do some at a time. It's very satisfying Especially, like I said to you today, it's really satisfying, especially when you can manage to get the entire route out on one go.
It's one of those things where it's like if you can immediately do something and notice a difference after doing it,
it definitely motivates you to keep going.
It motivates you to keep going, and it just feels fulfilling.
It does.
Right? I know I was telling the world last time about reading the Arnold Schwarzenegger book, and he was saying that that's one of the things that he started doing when he was really early into his gym days. No, into gym days, into training, was just like having a visual marker of all the work that you've done. Yeah. It helps you make progress so much more. Yeah. And then he was talking about like later in life after heart surgery, like he had the same kind of thing where it was like, my goal is to get up and walk around the nurse's table. And it was like,
you make short-term goals.
You make short-term goals, but having a visual representation of it is tremendously helpful for momentum and consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. I am listening to a very long episode of a podcast by Mark Manson. For those of you who don't know, he wrote the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and that was a great book that came out years ago. And this new episode is pretty much just like, it's over 5 hours, but he does talk, he'll let you know when the chapter, quote unquote, chapter is ending. So that way, like, it's easy for you to just like pause it and come back later. But it is a super engaging episode, so I like listening to that stuff, so it's not been like if it was a chore to listen to, I'd just stop. But it's, for us, Vin and I, we both do a lot of reading or listening to podcasts about essentially like, I don't want to say how to become a better person, but yeah, like becoming a better version of yourself, because as business owners, what we've learned is your business will only grow to the extent that you can grow. And it is a reflection of what's going on in your mind. And so we just kind of find that stuff fascinating. But this episode is pretty much talking about like why working so hard to change yourself doesn't actually work, and like you're not focusing on the right thing and what you should focus on. And they go into different areas of research that have been done and things that have no scientific background. I think it was also cool because, like, you go into that and you hear that, like, you're working on the wrong things, or like you can't really change yourself. And what's cool is like, we don't work on changing ourselves.
Right.
We work on improving our belief systems.
Sure.
And the things we tell ourselves, but we're not trying to change ourselves, because that is kind of a futile effort.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
okay, I understand what you're saying.
So he also talks about like the Myers-Briggs test, that like, a lot of people love these personality tests and how they're like, they're not very reliable, and you can have different answers any given week, depending on your emotional state that week. And so what the actual test is that they encourage is, it's like the Big Five. And this was all based off of some guy who met Sigmund Freud, Sigmund Freud really offended him, and he went off to do his own research, I think.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And he and like his intern or something, they got their PhD basically in the dictionary, they read the dictionary looking for the words that are used to describe humans and human behavior. And so they came up with the Big Five, which was consciousness, I forgot.
Yeah, I was going to say,
introvert and extrovert.
Why are you even trying to list them all out?
Because I've listened to it recently, but and there was only 5. But I know like conscious was one. There was another one that basically was like for people who are very free flowing and aren't like, they're really not rigid at all. And then extrovert, introvert, and then, one other thing. But it was a really cool. And they were also saying how like people will categorize themselves as having bad traits. And they were like, there is no bad trait. It just is. And the best way to essentially change yourself is, and I learned this from a mindset coach that I used to work with, is accepting yourself, self-acceptance. Once you can accept yourself for who you are, you actually start to see change.
Yeah, that makes sense. And in our world, it becomes very apparent to us when
when somebody doesn't want to change.
When somebody doesn't want to change,
or they just they
can't accept their current situation.
Yeah.
And when you can accept your current situation, then you can find a path forward.
Yeah.
But if you're unwilling to do that, then you're going to be in a place that won't allow you to move forward.
Yeah. If you're new here, a lot of why we call this Mind Your Rehab is because we talk a lot about the mindset aspect of rehab. So yeah, thanks for connecting it with the actual category of what we do.
That's what I'm here for, man.
But highly recommend that episode if that sounds interesting to you. If you're somebody who is always looking to improve yourself, or you are unhappy with yourself for whatever reason, I think that this is a cool introduction into what actually to focus on in that realm.
I'm excited to give that a listen for sure.
All right, well, moving on. The topic of today, totally unrelated to what I was just talking about, is footwear.
Yes, sound the trumpets. Trumpet on my shirt, actually. Look at that. Wow.
Wow. Look at you go. I got lacrosse sticks. This is a really old shirt. Found it in my home drawer, my parents' house where I grew up. Anyway.
Let's get into the footwear.
Yeah. Footwear. So, yeah, shoes are a topic that I think have become definitely exploded with social media and everything. Like there's the barefoot community, and then there's the not barefoot community.
The anti-barefoot community.
I would just say not even anti-barefoot community. It's just like everyone else.
Okay.
So I just wanted to, because this is something that I have a lot of conversations with, because foot and ankle stuff is basically the foundation of my practice.
Yeah, your expertise.
So, yeah, I got into a conversation with a client today about her footwear. She recently had surgery in her low back, and she wears these extremely rigid shoes, and she doesn't want to wear the rigid shoes, but in order to go for long walks, she feels like she needs to. And one of the things that we were talking about was like people get stuck in a cycle where their feet are weak, and so they think that they need more support, more rigidity, more stiffness in their shoes, and then they can't get out of them because that just further weakens. It just supports a weak environment.
Can you elaborate on what weak feet even means? Because I feel like that's probably not something that people generally have an awareness of.
Yeah. I would say when in doubt, you have weak feet.
Well, right. It's because like we wear socks all the time. We wear shoes that are designed by shoe companies that are not necessarily designed for our feet.
Yes.
Look at the history of footwear in general, and it's not natural.
No, it was, and then it wasn't. So weak feet, your feet they have the most nerve endings in the body. Like they provide so much information throughout your whole body just from your feet touching the ground. It dictates how joints should move above your feet. And because we don't really walk around barefoot, or not enough people. I know people who don't walk barefoot in their home, which I think is honestly bizarre. Like I am judging that. Like I think that's weird that you don't walk barefoot unless you like, if you have pain walking barefoot, that's one thing. But I know people who just like don't walk barefoot.
I used to be one of those people. I used to always have my shoes on, always ready to go.
I know. I actually remember being like, "Can you take off your shoes?"
Yeah, and I was like, "Fuck you, no."
You did.
I did eventually.
He didn't say that. He took off his shoes. And now he's a barefoot guy. But I'm not pro barefoot community. I don't think that's appropriate for most people to be walking around barefoot. But we do need to have shoes that actually allow us to feel the ground, or at least allow our feet to splay the way that they need to. So most of us, because of the shoes that we wear, they're very confined. If you look at any listener, you can look at your shoe, any shoe, and you'll see that it tapers at the toe. So if you were to look at your foot next to your shoe, your foot is either going to look like it is restricted, like that tapering of the shoe, or it's going to look like it shouldn't fit in a tapered position.
The first thing that comes to my mind is like your traditional like high heel, right? Where it's like,
oh yeah,
it's like
tapered.
Very pointed towards
yeah.
the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it smushes your toes. So allowing your toes to splay is really the first thing that you want to focus on. So a wide toe box shoe is appropriate for that. There's a hierarchy of things that I bring people, like when I'm looking to recommend shoes, I go through a hierarchy of things to address. The first thing is always going to be a wide toe box, which is different than a wide shoe. A wide shoe is going to be wide around the midfoot, not around the toes. Wide feet do need a wide shoe, but they also need a wide toe box. So allowing your toes to splay is basically like the first part of like a biomechanic, like gears shifting and unlocking and up the chain. So allowing that to happen is really, really helpful.
So, and just for clarity, splay?
Yeah.
Splay means just open up, right?
Spread,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, spread. Like if you're watching the video, if your fingers are close together, right, splaying them would just be opening them up to make a wide heel.
Yeah, and again, if you're watching the video, and I can say this audibly also, but if you were to do a handstand, would you have your hands so that your fingers are stuck together, or would you spread them apart for more surface area? I'm going to answer for you because I can't hear you. It would be spread apart. Nobody wears mittens to do a handstand or like has their hands in mitten position. So that's one thing. Then we move on to heel toe drop. So basically the amount of cushion that's at the heel to the amount of cushion that's at the toe, there can be a difference. Most shoes have a difference where you can have anywhere from like a 3 millimeter heel toe drop to like a 12 or 14 millimeter heel toe drop. If you have active plantar fasciitis, it makes sense for you to have a higher heel toe drop so that your plantar fascia does not get aggravated. Most people who have plantar fasciitis, they feel more comfortable in heels because it's putting their foot in a position that I guess basically, I don't want to say takes out the plantar fascia, but doesn't require as much strain on it.
Does it put slack in it?
Yes, because your foot is in plantar flexion, so it's pointed down, so there's less stretch throughout the area. Yes, it puts slack in it. And then, but for the most part, you want to get to zero as close to zero as possible. That does not mean cushion. That just means zero difference from heel to toe.
Yeah, I think that's in the conversations that I've had with people, not a lot of people even realize that their shoes do have that. Most people think that their shoes are pretty flat. And, I mean, unless we're talking about like,
or they just don't think about it. I don't even think that they think anything. I think that they just don't think about it.
Sure.
People like the look of On clouds and Hokas, so they just get it. They don't think about that aspect of it. They just think about the style, the look.
Got it. Yeah. The aesthetics.
Yeah. And then we move on to stack height, aka cushion. So that, again, ideally you can get as low to the ground as possible so that your feet can get as much information from the ground as possible. I am very conservative with my approach when transitioning people into more appropriate footwear. I am not going to tell somebody to go to the thinnest shoe possible. I will definitely, I do it based off of what their current footwear is, and I try to match it as much as I can while still getting them that wide toe box and probably less heel toe drop.
You're like easing them into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They still have a heel toe drop if they're used to it. It's just less. Unless their sneaker is already pretty low, and then I just bring them to zero. And And then toe spring, which is basically the front of your sneaker. It has like a flip in the front. That's especially helpful for runners, but it's also really helpful for people who have pain at the big toe, the knuckle of the big toe. It allows them to bypass the need to extend through the big toe, which can be really painful for people who have arthritis in the big toe, gout, any of those things where the big toe has pain in a position of extending it back. Toe spring is really helpful for that.
Got it. So like if you were to look at a shoe just on the ground without a foot in it, there would be some type of like upwards curvature in the shoe.
Off the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
And yeah, long distance runners really like toe spring, and that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. It's gonna help them
it
forward.
allows them to rock through their foot a lot easier. So I was going to say something else. I wish I don't think to write things down to remind me of what I was going to say.
That's all right.
So now silence.
So now there's silence.
No. So the non-negotiable is definitely the wide toe box for me. And then like I just went through the hierarchy. So top of funnel, I want to say, top of the thing.
List.
You're going to get wide toe box. Then you look at lowering your heel toe drop as close to 0 as possible. Then you look at your cushion and get yourself as low to the ground as possible. And then you look at toe spring if needed. I mean, toe spring you can look at right away if you need it. You don't have to wait. That doesn't have to be last on the list. That's like an optional thing that can be put first also. I will say the caveat is I do want people to be barefoot when they are lifting weights.
Ah, yes.
Because your foot, again, provides a tremendous amount of feedback and will allow you to become more balanced if you actually make contact with the ground. If you're in a very cushioned shoe, you're not going to have really any stability on the ground because your foot can't find the ground. So
yeah, you might not even know that you're not touching the ground in all the different areas that you need to be.
Because there are contact points of the foot that you always want to have in contact with the ground when you are performing specific lifts. So that's called the tripod of your foot. That is the ball of the big toe, the ball of the pinky toe, and the heel. So like if you're squatting, whether it's on a ramp or on the ground, you want those 3 points of contact in contact with the ground. And same with split squats, same with lunges, reverse lunge, any of those things. You want that tripod on the ground. Even with like upper body lifts, if you're doing like overhead pressing and you're standing, you want those on the ground. It's going to shift the way that your body's positioned to be more favorable for you to stabilize and produce power, essentially.
Yeah, and like you were saying before, there's so much neural feedback there. It's going to give up the chain all the way up the body, right? Like all the way up. I mean, depending on how much down the rabbit hole you want to go down to, like all the way up to the top of the skull.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I still can't remember. I tried to remember what I wanted to say before while I was talking, and it didn't work.
I hate when that happens.
Rats.
Rats.
So I hope that this is helpful insight if you had any questions about footwear. My favorite shoe companies, I don't have any affiliation with any of them. My favorite shoe companies to get people into better footwear are Altra, which you can find in most running stores. My favorites from Altra my absolute favorite is the Escalante. But that is one of their lowest, slimmest, thinnest cushion models.
There you go.
The Torin, the Paradigm, those have more cushion, but they are 0 drop, meaning no difference from heel to toe. There is one that has, I think it's like their only 4 millimeter heel toe drop, and this is what I use for plyometrics. Because of my ankle injury, I need to have essentially a constant wedge to land comfortably. So I use the Ultra, I think it's the Ultra Forward. It's either that or the Flow. I think it's the Ultra Forward, FWD.
I mean, that's another little nice nuance caveat there too, is like, oh, you could use different shoes for different things.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So for lifting, we either take our shoes off, but I'm typically wearing Tolos, Tolos. I can put in the show notes I have a code for them. I love Tolos for lifting. Also, what's great is that it's a small business. He's an ex-hockey player. Really love supporting him. And I think that he makes a really stylish barefoot shoe. And he also has transition shoes, which I wear when I'm walking because I don't feel comfortable in barefoot shoes, especially since my injury. I do not like wearing barefoot shoes when walking outside. So the transition shoe is nice because I think it's like a 13 millimeter cushion where barefoot shoes are like maybe 5 or less. And then Lems shoes, Lems shoes, they also are great. And then Topo Athletic, Topo Athletic, they also are a running company. Ultra and Topos are both running companies. So I like their stuff for walking. Lems has great styles for like everyday wear along with hiking. I have hiking boots from them. Yeah. I love my sandals from them. That's another thing that I should talk about real quick is sandals. So remind me of that.
Okay.
And then, yeah, they have cute or they have nice like men's casual shoes also.
Yeah, we don't want cute men's shoes.
No, they have cute women's
unless you're
into
that sort of thing, then go for it.
Yeah. And then they have like great slip-on shoes. Like I love Lems also. And what's cool is like all of these are relatively small companies that you are supporting. That's another cool thing about like the quote unquote barefoot shoe community is that they are smaller companies to support. And yeah, these make great products. Then there's the shoe company Xero, spelled Xero. They have a wide array of shoes. I'm not going to recommend those right off the bat because, well, that would again like they have super barefoot shoes, just like Tolo has an option for barefoot shoes for lifting, but I wouldn't recommend them for walking necessarily around outside unless you're already comfortable barefoot. But like you have to strengthen your feet in order to do that.
Something that I think, at least in the conversations that I've had with people, when we talk about barefoot shoes, I think people immediately go to like the five finger.
I notice how I didn't recommend that at all.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, the Vibram the Vibram 5-finger shoes are hideous, firstly. Secondly, they're not appropriate for everybody. I think that the problem online is like there's such a radical side of like you got to be barefoot. You have to be barefoot. And it's like that's not realistic. And if you go barefoot too soon, then you can fuck up your feet.
Oh yeah, really bad, and more than just your feet, your back, like a whole array of injuries.
Yeah, you can really fuck things up. So you want to make sure that you're transitioning into a barefoot or just going into going through the hierarchy, going through that list and trying to just make better choices for your feet.
Yeah.
Then you can also get the 5-finger socks. The toe socks. Yeah, 5-finger. Yeah, toe socks. Toe socks is great if you like definitely another supplement to your feet because socks are typically pretty constricting. They also taper the way that shoes do, unless you have socks that are made to not do that, which essentially you'd be looking in the same community as the toe socks if you find those socks. There's even like tights for women.
That makes sense. Yeah, why not?
And then going to the sandals.
Good job. I didn't even have to remind you.
Yeah. So sandals, I understand, especially it's summer right now, so very timely episode that we're doing, but flip-flops are not great. Like they're bad. So the reason being is, and same with slides. Slides and flip-flops essentially do the same thing. Your feet are going to do what it needs to in order to keep the sandal on you. So your toes are going to, whether you realize it or not, your toes are going to curl. And when you create that curling of your toes, you're kind of asking for hammer toes down the line. That clawing and that extensive, frequent hammering of your toes will result in that long term. which you can, like, if you have hammer toes, and there is, not to get too far off, but like there's flexible hammer toes and then there is not flexible hammer toes. Flexible hammer toes you can change. When you have not flexible hammer toes, then you can't. That means that they are
rigid.
That's it. They're just rigid. Yeah. That's a bony change now. So what I do always recommend is a sandal that has, and you know, I'm fine looking like a nerd. I'm okay. Yeah, I am one, so it's fine. I'm a punk ass nerd. And so if you're fine with that, cool, because then you can start getting sandals that have straps around to support your ankle. Essentially a strap around the ankle, a heel strap. Lems, again, like I said before, I love their sandals. They're super comfortable. They're like in the family of Tevas, except I like these a lot better than Tevas, or I can't remember the other, it starts with a K. I got that sandal a while ago. It's like Tevas, but it's not Tevas.
Sounds like you're speaking another language to me.
Yeah. You don't even know what Tevas are?
No.
What?
Yeah.
You're a 90s child. Tevas were like huge.
I don't know.
I'm a loser.
I'm a Chuck Taylor and slip-on Vans kind of person, and
You
Doc
also
Martens.
wear
So
slides.
that was, yeah, but that was I had
Yeah, that
one.
was cool.
No, I had a pair for gymnastics that I would compete in, and that was it. And I had that pair until they fell off of my feet.
That wasn't the Nike ones that we bought together? Yeah.
Those were the Nike ones.
No,
yeah.
because we bought them.
Well, I bought another pair of the same exact ones.
Oh, got it. So yeah, sandals, you want there to be a heel strap, to keep you locked in. So that way your toes don't have to do any extra work. I actually have a patient who, like, good on her. She fucking took her sandals to like a shoe cobbler and got,
that's awesome.
And he added a heel strap. I think it was Birkenstocks or something. And so thought that was really cool.
That is cool.
So yeah, I don't think that I have anything else to really add other than, like, you don't have to go barefoot.
Any extreme in life is wrong.
Yeah.
We said it over and over again.
And you can also, I'm not saying that, like, you are never allowed to wear a fun, not, you know, quote unquote health. It's like eating, like everything's in moderation. So like if you're going out and you don't want to wear a wide toe box shoe, it doesn't match the outfit, then don't wear whatever you. I still have Doc Martens that I wear occasionally. They're not that comfortable on my feet, I'll be honest, but like I don't wear them to walk around. I wear them if we're going to a restaurant. It's not like I'm on a treadmill there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And now you're wearing heels.
Yeah. Now I'm really weirdly wearing heels. But oh my God, I had it in my head.
Oh, and I took it out of you, huh?
Something about.
Was it the treadmill?
No.
Because you were talking about the docs.
No, you fucked me up because you talked about the heels, and I was like, I was about to say, oh, I remember.
Oh, thank God.
I would have beat him.
Get it out.
I will say that 100% of my patients who listen to me, and which I would say, giving them credit, like they all are on board to listen and like get the shoes. All of them fucking love the shoes. They love the feeling of whatever the shoe they get. And then when they go into their quote unquote regular shoes, the shoes they weren't wearing beforehand, they fucking hate it. They immediately feel the difference in their toes. They're like, I have no room. All of a sudden, my toes don't have any room. Like I don't like it. They feel constricted.
It's like the allegory of Plato's cave.
What is that?
It's like if you go through life always thinking that there's a certain thing.
Oh yeah.
Right? And then you experience that there's more outside of that one certain thing, then it opens up a whole new world of possibility for you, essentially.
What the fuck is Plato's cave?
It's Plato, right?
Yeah.
The philosopher. It was an allegory that he used.
Oh, it wasn't like an experiment.
No, it's like, yeah, if somebody grew up chained inside of a cave and they could only see puppets that were on the wall from the fire that was being given to them from the masters, if that was the only thing that they could see, they thought that the entire world was surrounded by monsters. But one of them broke out of the cave and went into the world and realized that the whole world isn't full of monsters like everyone else thought. But then they couldn't get the other people that were trapped in the cave out because they were too afraid. But that's not a real
life thing. Like, that didn't happen.
It's an allegory.
Yeah. So that's so dark to get your point across. Hey, if you were caged in a basement because
it's a thought exercise.
Yeah, it's just an interesting one. I'm not anti it.
Good, you shouldn't be. You just explained it basically for footwear, so.
Yeah, it's like Plato's Caves allegory.
Close. Plato's Caves sounds fun.
Plato's Cave allegory. Doesn't that own the allegory? How do you say it?
The allegory of Plato's Cave.
Oh, the allegory of Plato's Cave. Yeah. Got it. It's just a matter of switching around the words. Anyway.
You know what's cool though is I shouldn't at all be surprised that when we talked about footwear so far, it has been the longest episode to date.
Has it really?
Yeah, and clearly you have a tremendous amount of expertise in this because again, you're talking about things that I think most people aren't aware of. You're talking about things like even brands that you're mentioning are like, what the fuck? I never even heard of that brand before. Apparently there's 90s brands that I'm unfamiliar with.
I can't believe that you don't know what Tevas are.
but yeah, you know a lot about feet stuff. I think that's something that I already knew, but it's cool.
Not in an OnlyFans kind of way.
No, not in an OnlyFans kind of way. In a helpful way to society, I guess.
OnlyFans is helpful.
I was going to say, yeah, that's not fair to the OnlyFans subscribers.
I'm going to put in the show notes links to those brands, and I'll also throw in the show notes another an account on Instagram where her whole thing is barefoot shoes. So it's not for everybody, but at least you can kind of get a sense of like, you can dress up. You can look cute in these shoes if you're. She also has stuff on her website for men, but again, it is pretty much all barefoot, so maybe it isn't appropriate. I'll just link it anyway.
Yeah, you said you were going to. You might as well.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Nice.
All right. Well, love you. Bye.
Toodles. Until next week.
Catch you next week. Bye.